This is Julianne Condia, host of Rewritten. Thank you so much for listening to the following broadcast on Public House Media.
A strong sense of self is defined as the way a person thinks about and views his or her traits, beliefs, and purpose within the world. In a nutshell, a strong sense of self may be defined by knowing your own goals, values, and ideals. Hello, welcome to Choose to Rise. I'm so grateful that you are here with me today. Knowing more about who you are and whose you are can help you find way more peace and way more love and life in your life. So I want you to be able to have a strong sense of self. What's that really mean is that I want you to know who you are and whose you are. I want you to have goals. I want you to know your values and your ideals. And you might be thinking, Kim, how do I get a strong sense of self? Well, you need to define your values and really figure out who you are. And then you can consider what your ideals are and what you want out of life and really go from there. And why is this important? Because having a clear sense of who you are makes it easier to connect with similar people and groups. It's easier for you to have a stronger identity, for you to stand out more for yourself, to have the life more aligned to what your values and goals are, bringing you more joy in life. It's definitely something that helps you make better decisions, understanding how you behave, how you respond, how you interact with other people. And what I've been really doing lately to really understand myself better and having a strong sense of self-worth and those things is that I really focus on the Enneagram and what it means to be an Enneagram 3, and then basically what it means to be a self-preservation Enneagram 3, because that's who I am. Now, the Enneagram, you've heard me talk about it before, is an amazing tool. It's a personality trait test, I guess you could say, but more than that, it's a way of really understanding who you are and having a strong sense of self. Because when we can really know who we are, we can better learn how we can respond better to other people, how other people are thinking and responding, and how we can just better coexist in this life and have a more joy-filled life. So I want to give you 10 signs of a strong sense of self person, and I want to be able to help you become that strong sense of self person as well. So number one, when you have a strong sense of yourself, you consider the opinions of others, but you make the final decision based on your own life, right? So meaning you understand what makes you happy. You understand what makes you joy-filled. You understand what your purpose is. You understand that it's not about what other people think. It's about what you think. And you get to make the final decision, not based on what others want or think you should do. Another trait is that you're genuinely aware of your feelings, your thoughts, your needs, and your wants, and you're not necessarily afraid to go after them, right? A third thing is that you allow others to feel and think differently than you, and that's okay. When you understand who you are, it's okay for other people to think what they want to think, but their thoughts and things are none of your business. What they think and what they do and what they say shouldn't drive the decisions that are going to be the best decisions for you. And when you're aware of your feelings and your thoughts, you can be more aware of if others are influencing you and what it is that you really want and make the best decision in going forward. The fourth thing that you can really do well when you are have a strong sense of yourself is that you can empathize with others without taking on their burdens. This one is huge, especially for my Enneagram 2 friends. Empathize with others without taking on their burdens. Meaning you can feel that what they're feeling, you can understand what they're going through, but you're not necessarily taking it on as your own, and you're not encompassing those feelings within you. You have a boundary set for yourself within there. Number 5, you have a clear sense of priorities and preferences and can clearly express them to other people. You have a true sense of who you are and what that means. And your priorities may not be the same as the people around you. Your sense of purpose may not be the same as someone around you. And I always think about when people or kids, say like they get through high school and they decide like, I want to be a teacher, I want to be a nurse, I want to be whatever, like nobody really questions them, right? Like they just say, hey, yeah, you're 18. You can decide on whatever the heck you want to be and go to school and get a job and do all those things, right? But if you have a real clear sense of priority and purpose, and you decide to go a different direction, and some people start to question you on that, I want you to hold true to what is your purpose, are the priorities in your life, and not making the decisions based on other people. The next one I have for you is to accept responsibility for the outcomes of your choices. This one is hard. This one is probably way less likely. That's happening less and less in the world, but taking responsibility for your choices and for the outcomes. A lot of people think that they have no control over their future. A lot of people think that bad things happen just because bad things happen, but really everything that happens in your life is because of a decision that you've made previously. And we don't always want to take responsibility for that. We don't always want to own that, but it's true. And everything we've done, everything we've said, everything we've experienced is makes up the tower a little bit taller for us to stand on top of get to the next thing. And so having a clear sense of that, but then owning and taking responsibility of the outcomes will, one, help you learn and grow. It'll help you make new choices going forward, and it will help you, becoming the best version of you. Number 7, being able to enjoy the company of others and also enjoy your alone time. I've talked about this in a previous podcast about being alone, about solitude, and how having a strong sense of yourself, really loving yourself and respecting yourself and knowing who you are, that nobody else can take that away, because you are the only you there is, and you are super special. The next one is you can be flexible when things don't go as planned. I know I like structure. I like a plan. I like things to go exactly how they're supposed to, but you have to be flexible in life, because life is not a set plan already for you. It's not lock and step, black and white. Things are going to change. Things are going to be different. And you have to be able to be flexible enough to be able to move and groove with it. And when you really know who you are and know that in the end, you will get to where you want to go, trusting yourself and trusting the process, it will happen, but be flexible, like a tree in the wind, instead of breaking off and being flattened. So the next one I have for you is I can stand for myself and others when I see injustice or unkindness. Meaning you are so strong in who you are that you can stand up against the bully. You can stand up for others and help them be strong in who they are as well. And I feel like it's the best gift. It's the best thing that you can do for others, and for specifically yourself, is showing up as the best role model of sense of self, and knowing who you are so that you can teach others how to do the same thing. Passing along those gifts, passing along that confidence, that sense of self to other people, that they can go forward and do it themselves too, is huge and amazing, and the best impact you can ever make in this world. And then the last tip I have for you, the last kind of ideal of someone with strong sense of self, is that they feel free to do things that they enjoy and feel deserving of self-care. I know so many women who come and work with me that they want to work on their self-care, and they are acting as if they're punishing themselves. Like they are shaming themselves for eating all the sweets, or they're shaming themselves for, gaining this weight, or they're, you're really unkind to themselves for whatever. Like, this is work. This is, something that is something horrible that they have to go through because of their decisions. But really, if you own those decisions, like we said before, and really just step and making a new plan going forward, knowing that you deserve good self-care, that and deserve to be well cared for, and that you are loved. And that's a real good sign of self-love, is when you can take care of yourself. You have self-care means you love yourself, and you have a sense of responsibility for yourself, that you want to do well going out forward. And it starts with who you are on the inside. And so if you deserve self-care, it means you deserve self-love. And if you have self-love, you can give it to other people. So all of these things really rack up to being having a strong sense of self, knowing who you are, and having a strong identity of yourself, so that you can best make decisions for you and how you work in the world, but also that you can face difficult situations as they come up, and that you are sure of who you are and can make decisions better and faster for you and for your sense of who you are. So that, in a nutshell, I guess, thank you so much for listening and joining in. And I hope that you identified some things in here that make you a strong sense of self. And if you want to get to a stronger sense of self, let's talk, let's chat. There are lots of ways that you can exhibit these things in your life. You can put them into practice in your life, and make sure that you are really owning who you are, because God made you as an amazing gift to this world. You are perfect exactly exactly as you are. And when we take care of who the vessel, the body that God's given us, we can shine even brighter, and use those gifts and talents and our characteristics, of who our personalities and all the things to help the broken world become a little less broken. So thank you so much for joining me today. And I can't wait to see you back here again next time. I also need to just take a few minutes and just thank Public House Media for everything that they have done for this podcast. I started this 3 years ago, just going live on my Facebook and trying to add value to the world. And, along came Baxter Colburn, the creator of Public House Media. And he said, "Hey, Kim, I would love to give you a bigger platform. I think what you're doing is good. And I would love for you to be part of a new network that I'm forming of podcasts." And I said, "Podcasts? I've never done a podcast, and I've listened to a lot of podcasts." And he said, "Don't worry about that. You just keep doing what you're doing, and our team will put it together." And unfortunately, Public House Media is going to be disbanding soon. This is the last episode of Choose to Rise that will be a part of the Public House Media Network. They just have had some things happen in life, and there's just not a way to keep all the balls in the air. And so while I'm forever grateful for Public House Media and all the things, and specifically Baxter, and Adriana and my editor, Bob, his name is David, his last name is Bobko. Anywho, thank you to David. Thank you to Baxter. Thank you to Adriana. Thank you to everyone who's been listening to Public House Media, all the shows that are on the network, but specifically here at Choose to Rise. I will still be here, so don't get sad. Don't be thinking I'm gone. I'll still be here on Choose to Rise, but we will just be moving to a different platform. And so, again, thank you, Public House Media, for everything you've done to take this show and others, and because everyone has a voice. And when we can all work together and share that gift with other people, everyone wins. So thank you, everyone, for listening, to Baxter and Adriana and David for making this possible, and everyone else for keep coming back. We'll be here next month and the rest of the year as we go forward. Choose to Rise will live on, and we'll keep helping people rise up out of their current situation to live their best life. Have a good one, everyone.